Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, and welcome to the Beloved Nerds present Scion Second Edition, The Coming Storm. We're presenting to you from Onyx Path's Twitch channel, and we're very grateful for them to let us do that. And boy, we've got a lot tonight. Potentially the end of the world is coming up tonight, or the beginning of the end of the world, or the end of the beginning of the world. I don't know. It's a lot. It's very metaphysical. But we're going to get back into it pretty quickly. I'm going to introduce myself. Of course, I am your story guide, Ian. My pronouns are he, him. Um, we've got a lot going on over at the Beloved Nerds. Not actually, I think at the time that this will air, yes. So at the time that this will air, because we are actually speaking to you from the beyond of the past, the time that this will air, we will actually be having our second or third game of Star Trek Talon, in which you can watch some of the members of this cast, including myself, um, try to screw up time and space itself and maybe blow up another ship. So tune into that. It's getting real silly and really fun. So just going around, I'll go around the horn the opposite way I did last time. CJ.
Hi everybody, I'm CJ. You can find me pretty much everywhere at CJ Story. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Ro, a scion of the Morrigan, who is also goes by they, them. Thanks for having me as always. Good to be here.
Okay. Ace?
Tea.
Hi, everybody. My name's Ace. You can find me on Instagram at Ulrich_Wolfgar for miniatures, painting, artwork, and all kinds of other fun, weird stuff. My pronouns are he, him. So are those of Nemesis Rex, the scion that I am playing of the Smoking Mirror. Uh, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this because I know we sure have.
Okay. Ty?
Hello, my name is Ty. I am playing Kaz Olsen. Both of our pronouns are they, them. And Kaz is a scion of Loki, the trickster god. And this is a very unfortunate episode for them, considering, the end of the world. Ragnarok, yay!
And we're going to Ragnarok it up. Megan?
Make me talk after that joke. Hi, I am Megan. I am playing Lane Carnahan, whose pronouns are they, them, same pronouns as this one here, the entity that is speaking to you through the camera right now. No! Sorry. Nemesis Rex has decided to start the hijinks early this afternoon. I am deeply excited to play tonight. It has been such a pleasure to experience these characters, and every single time that we run a session, I am even more happy about it. Oh, and you can find me pretty much anywhere at Star Weaver.
Okay. And Logan. Logan is muted. Logan is still muted.
Sorry, that is so weird. Yeah,
That's okay. I could lip read after the after the second mute. We
perfect.
still know what you said.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm Logan. My pronouns are he, him, as are Jericho's. Instagram, BronyHawk Official. That's still the same. That's about it. Yeah, really hyped for this.
All right. Okay. So let's get right into it, which tonight is, yeah, our finale. So when we last left off, you all had managed to destroy this facility, this evil scientific facility, freed Osiris, and perhaps save the world. But not, unfortunately. Because as you're standing outside in the sort of Las Vegas heat, the sun began to darken. And it appeared in some ways that the sun has disappeared from the sky. Almost like an eclipse, but something a little bit more unnatural than that. And the smoking mirror showed up for a moment in this perfect darkness, and I don't know how to describe what he said, but he sort of was taunting in some ways that she was arriving soon, and she has always hated the sun, and you'll see, and whatnot, in sort of a maybe mysteriously villainous way, but you don't really know what side he's on. So, what do we do now?
Honestly, I think eyes are on Nemesis.
Like,
Father, who is this?
Painted with bells. Do you know the story of my brother?
Which one? I have several uncles.
Huitzilopochtli, the hummingbird. Do you know the story of his birth?
Weren't there thousands of warriors involved?
400.
Right.
Painted with bells, who was his mother's sister, was embarrassed and disgusted at the idea of his birth, and came to kill him and his mother with 400 of the greatest warriors she could assemble. But fortunately, or I suppose unfortunately, depending on who you ask, she failed, and she was chopped into pieces. Her dismembered remains thrown down the temple steps to rest ever there at the bottom, and to be reenacted by the people every so often in an act of sacrifice.
And so now she's very angry and wants to try and fight Huitzilopochtli by devouring the sun.
Well, she's always wanted to devour the sun. She's a moon goddess, but I think the more important thing is, how is she back?
I'll just chime in and say it is surprisingly easy to put somebody back together again.
We did just do it.
Yeah, being torn apart or cut apart and scattered doesn't really stop gods from coming back.
This is true. And among my kind, death and renewal are commonplace. Cycles, endless cycles, repeated. There's something odd here. I can't put my finger on it. But perhaps that's for you to figure out.
Keep calling her baited with bells.
Painted with bells.
Painted. All right. So we stop her by slaying her and dismembering her again?
Personally, I don't know how you stop her this time. You may have to figure that out on your own.
Well,
particularly if they've altered her in some way.
Well, last time it was just you. This time I've got friends.
Well, good luck.
Don't go far.
I'm right where I want to be. and he kind of vanishes into the shadow.
Does the sun come back?
No.
This isn't him. This is my great aunt, grand aunt. I don't know, something along those lines.
Sometimes I'm glad my family's quiet.
Yeah, mine's usually very loud with a lot of drums and a lot of blood. Family reunions are very awkward.
And
I think people try to avoid mine. I mean, usually if you speak to one of them, you're probably about to die, so...
And speaking of drums and blood, you do start to hear drums. Like a very...
The drums of... No.
Doom, 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 as if it's maybe the drums that would lead an army in unison. And recall that you are down still in a valley, next to this collapsed military base and research facility. And at the crest of the hill, you start to see shapes. Shadowed, yet shining like obsidian shapes. Warriors with clubs. Go ahead.
I am going to, before any of this begins, I'm going to activate They're Everywhere.
Okay.
Which
Wise.
means the battlefield becomes divine, and I get a free attack on everybody when they enter the battlefield.
Ooh.
Okay.
Damn.
That's sick.
So they continue to approach, apparently in what appears to be ranks of 10, kind of lining up on this hill and stopping just short of where you all are and standing still. And you can see arrayed before you, those of you who can, know your numbers and can count, there are 400 of them.
Ooh, yeah.
Would they
And then
not
you
have waited like a day? Would we not have like gotten a fucking nap?
This is garbage. I thought we were gonna go to
That,
Vegas.
if it's alright, Jericho would definitely start imbuing fire on their hands, just like kind of preparing to strike.
Okay. Up at the top of the hill, you see something that is pretty nightmarish, which appears to be it's clearly a woman, a very large in terms of limbs woman that is strung together like almost like a marionette or a puppet with wires.
Ew.
As if someone has taken a dismembered individual and put them back together.
Ooh, brutal.
In the words of Negan, whoo, you are creepy as shit.
I can't count the amount of times we say that in a week.
So, I know that we're all pretty capable. In fact, I think we're feeling a little more juiced up than normal. Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. Is this something? This is Ro. Is this something we should be doing right now? Fighting 400 people, roughly?
Yeah,
Can
does
we
anybody
holler?
else feel like we need to? This is gonna keep happening. We're gonna keep fighting God after God. We need to fight it in the fucking. Take the head off.
Yeah.
It's these idiot new gods who keep grabbing the old gods, turning them against the world.
So we need to figure out who, or
Well, we know-
find who's doing it, rather.
So there's How far away from us would you say?
They're standing, I would say just outside of melee range of you all. Just kind of lined up, very regimented, standing in the positions that you would expect, kind of, almost like, to take another analogy, almost like how you expect an army of like terracotta warriors to line up. Just they're just very stiff right now, while this creepy thing is at the top of the hill, being creepy.
Does it look like it wants to talk? Is it waiting for something to happen? We've had
It's
so much
certainly
dialogue.
not. It's certainly not moving yet.
All right.
Okay.
Nemesis, actually you in particular, can you make me some kind of a roll for observing something?
Give me 2 seconds here.
Let's say some kind of a... I can suggest something once I look at the actual sheets here.
Well, I have Keen-Eyed Predator.
What does that do again?
When I enter a field, extend my senses, and make a knack skill roll, I may ask one of the following questions and additional questions per success.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah. So we need to develop a knack skill roll for that.
Okay.
So that'd probably be a mental roll. So that's either power or either intellect, cunning, or resolve.
Intellect.
Okay, and we could match that up with some kind of a skill. Either something like leadership, empathy, survival. Kind of just depends on how you want to go about it.
Okay.
But you could see this, like I said, as you observing the battlefield and starting to take stock of what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna use empathy, I think. So this is gonna give me 6. Just the 1.
Just one success?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think that you can either use that on Keen-Eyed Predator, or since you used empathy, I can give you a particular piece of information relative to empathy.
Let's do that.
All right? As you kind of look over these warriors, standing still as night, and look upon what you presume may be painted with bells, you recognize her face.
Who is she?
It's your mother. Which, if I shall say, is not what you expect.
Oh shit.
I have many questions right now.
Oh, no. I will wait.
Well, you could attempt just asking your questions. Like I said, the army does not seem to be moving any closer towards you. They're basically taking a position on the hill.
I'm going to approach her.
Okay. As you walk towards her, the army will kind of like circle up a little bit and go into more warlike positions, but they do not attack. As if to tell you that's far enough. But you could address this being from here. and it is staring at you.
What happened, Mother?
I am no mother.
Do you not see me, your son?
I am that which ends motherhood.
Were you always like this? Even when I was a child? Was this the true you?
I know not of what you speak. But step no further. You stay or you end here.
Lena's gonna tap on Nemesis's shoulder for just a second and just say, "You don't happen to know her full true name, do you?" Lena's like whispering in his ear.
Ian, do you have her full name?
Which full name? The name of your mother or the name of the goddess?
The name of the goddess.
Yeah, Painted with Bells would be the name.
Okay, cool. Whenever is a good time for you, my dearest storyteller. I would love to utilize the knowledge of her true name using my signature purview that allows me to gain a enhancement to on rolls to gain knowledge or understanding of said entity. So I would love to, while Nemesis is having this interaction, Lane is kind of doing the like beautiful mind calculation thing, trying to figure out what they know.
Okay. So will that be a knack skill roll?
I assume so, because yeah, enhancement 2 on rolls to gain knowledge or understanding of them.
Okay, so then instead of being a knack skill roll, I think it's whatever you're trying to do to gain knowledge, you're gonna get a +2 enhancement on that. So just depending on how you wanna get at that.
Yeah, I think that doing like occult intellect makes sense to me, because like it's more esoteric, and then intellect I'm like trying to recall knowledge. If that works for you.
Okay.
Sick. Okay. Let's see.
Is there something
Not gonna be able to
particular
see my dice.
while you're rolling that you want to know?
I am trying to see if I can recall like some piece of her story that might have a hint as to like a way that we could dispose of her again. I'm just trying to like find if there's a nugget somewhere, or like a should she ever return, it is said that only blah will deal with her, you know.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Oh my dice. Nice. 2, 3, 4 of them are successes, and 3 of which are exploding. 5 successes, 6, 7 successes.
Okay, so you're thinking back to what you know from reading about Aztec mythology, and you're not getting much of a nugget in the story because there's nothing in the story about this being returning. But what of course is unusual about this whole thing is that why is this being back? And you're probably thinking a little bit about your your time in the research facility, in which you encountered things like this, where mythological creatures and beings had been reconstructed, or in some cases literally rewired to create something new. Because in terms of the myth, like there's no Huitzilopochtli to stop the there's no baby and mother that have to be killed. There's just the army and painted with bells.
Oh.
And of course, it's possible that, and since with 7 successes, that's a lot. It's possible that part of the process of bringing this being back involves somebody human.
Involve somebody, what?
Human.
Human.
Isn't the reason that Huitzilopochtli is associated with a hummingbird is because he slew all those warriors using nothing but a hummingbird feather?
Yes. That is correct. And also because I think he was born of a hummingbird.
Yeah.
Like his mother, I can't remember if she swallowed a hummingbird or she was impregnated by a hummingbird, but that's how that god was born.
Mythos is so weird.
It's very interesting.
Doesn't
There's a
matter
lot of-
where it's from.
Should we cut the strings that are connecting her limbs?
Is Lane saying that?
Yeah, I think they're kind of like mumbling it to themselves as they're like thinking through.
Oh man, if only we knew somebody who had like divine fire and could burn her and burn up all those threads. Oh well.
I think
Shoot,
Ro
I guess we
is
should go home.
quietly, like, just standing there looking over the battlefield. I have a question for you, Ian, and you can let me know if you want me to make a roll for this or if it's something I could figure out. Do I happen to know all of these soldiers? Are they alive? Or would they be maybe classified as undead?
They're not quite what you'd call undead. I would say they're more like
Construct?
constructs. Yeah.
Mm.
But like shadow constructs. So there's nothing electronic or mechanical about them. They're almost like, I guess the best analogy I could come up is they're like summoned creatures of shadow.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
I just gotta say, Shadow Construct is a really cool band name.
Yep.
Remember that.
Interesting. Okay, nothing from Ro at this moment. Ro just kind of might nod absently to the like, hey, maybe someone has fire thing. I was like, yeah, maybe.
So, to get to her, we have to go through all of these soldiers.
Well, I might be able to help with that one.
I mean, I think we can all do a little thing or two.
But, you know, Kaz, you're pretty proficient in hopping up and just absolutely murking people, so can you use those little Assassin's Creed daggers of yours to like pop in there all roguelike and just that, you know?
I mean, yeah, I could. I could also just freeze everyone.
Nemesis,
Sure.
is it okay that we hurt your mom?
Mother, I will give you one chance to withdraw. Go back. Take your friends with you. Or none of you will leave this field alive.
We do not move. You do not move.
400 stand before me. 400 will die.
Is that my cue? Is that my cue? Should I burn things?
Are you?
I'm
Are you? So the point here is are you all deciding to attack?
I do have one last thing that Layton would like to do, just as a. I just want to see something really quick. And
Okay.
they would express that and just say, okay. And they're going to try wireless interfacing with Mother Dearest just to see if anything does latch on. I assume it will, but I'm just curious to see if I'll get anything out of it.
Ooh.
I'm just
good.
trying to
Yes,
connect
I like
with
this.
your
I
mom,
like
Nemesis.
Go
I'm
for
trying to
it.
get to know your mom a little better.
I mean, that's fine.
Like this. This is good. This is fun.
Oh boy. I hope I'm still sane after this. That seems... Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing bad ever happens, so...
No, not a bit.
Don't fear the Reaper. That's what they say, right? Cowbell.
So are you interfacing?
I am interfacing.
Excellent.
Ian, are you waiting for me to roll and I missed that? Or are you doing something?
You know, I think that we don't need a roll for this.
Okay. Oh, good.
Unless you want the chance of failure, but
As delicious as that is, I will not gamble with my friend's fates, so I will say no, I won't roll.
okay. The only reason I say chance of failure is because failure gets momentum, but it's up to you.
That's true. I don't
But
like to fail.
the chances of you failing are so low with that many dice that it probably you'll just succeed. And anyway, so
That's fair.
yeah, you look into this being, and at first you don't really see like quite anything like technological, but you do start to see a series of memories. And you see what appears to be somebody's memories of taking care of a small child and raising it, and memories of this person meeting a very dark stranger, and then you see these memories. You know, you begin to recognize in the memories the child is Nemesis. Just the facial features that you've seen are close enough that you think this is Nemesis, but you're seeing them through the eyes of whoever this individual is. And then, like, the memories kind of continue as if they're still going on, as if nothing has changed, and this person is just living their life. Right now.
Can I try to hack her?
There's not much that you can hack into, but...
That's fair. I kind of want to just see if I can break through if I can make a glitch in the Matrix.
It doesn't seem possible.
Okay. Boo.
There's no computer in there, per
Mhm.
se, but
Um,
something like it's almost like what you hit was something like a hard drive that is continuously creating new data, but not an
yeah.
interface.
Lane will sort of relay that and just say, I think whatever is controlling her is sort of feeding her memories. Probably false memories, maybe not. Well, actually, no. You were there, Nemesis. I saw you as a baby.
So they're keeping her
You sympathize.
pacified.
Yeah. So she's mentally thinking that she's taking care of you and going about her life right now. Something else is controlling her while her consciousness is elsewhere, so to speak. So maybe we do just need to cut the strings, see what happens.
Well, I mean, if you really think that you can fight these things, I can get us a head start.
I got a lot of ghosts on my side now.
I think the plan is dangerous, but if the real thing that needs to be achieved here is to sever her connection from these people, we need to get at least one of us, if not more than one of us, in there as quietly as possible and get those things severed. And then all hell is gonna break loose, and that's when you start firing. Nemesis.
Here's what I would like to do. I would like Jericho to enrobe me in divine fire. And then I am going to leap up and I am going to embrace her as her son.
Aw. That's really
How far
cute.
can you leap? You have a specialization in leaping, actually.
Yeah, I've got 5 dots in athletics with with specifically leaping, but also between most dangerous prey, they're everywhere. Between that and the various knacks that I have, I'm fairly certain I could make a superhuman leap, and if I have to, I can imbue a point of legend to do it.
Yeah, I think you can make a superhuman leap pretty easily.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 of you, I think, that could get up there pretty quickly without much issue at first. So, the thing is as soon as probably Jericho lights you up, that's going to trigger combat. Now, I don't want to roll initiative because, you know, the potential here of rolling like hundreds of dice.
Right.
And no, we're not doing that. So we'll go sort of narrative in which, like, you all tell me what you do and I tell you what happens, and I think that's probably the best way to do this combat.
Now, my hope is that if we can neutralize Painted with Bells, that these 400 mooks will simply stop. But I would like to point out also that as soon as they attack, I get a free hit on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm aware of that, yes.
Yeah.
So Ty and I were talking.
We're
And something that we could do, possibly, is spend legend, each of us, or I guess I would do legend for upheaval, and kind of channel the concepts of raise the pillars of the earth and just the innate fire purview, or like the divine fire, and like just completely cause upheaval on the landscape and then maybe make lava. I think that would be fun. And then
Kaz would come through as these walls of lava are coming up, and freeze it and turn it to stone, encasing whatever is in it, thus creating a safe passage for Nemesis to get to Mama.
even if it's just a small section of those 400, if it's a large section, but like if it's a pathway that we can create for Nemesis that he could then rush forward, and if any creature attacks, also just like, oh.
And then we can
Every
have, we can
bit
have
of
Ro behind us with the guns. Just,
Shooting shadow creatures with a gun.
you know,
Your guns
Every
your
part
guns
of
are
that.
magical, so
rad.
that's not really
shit.
an issue.
Shadow creatures, though. Are they do they seem corporeal at all, or like like physical outside of like just
Yeah, they're shadowy, but they seem corporeal. I would say that, yes.
okay.
okay.
Definitely an important distinction. That
Like
would suck.
almost like that's kind of the analogy I went with, was almost like I'm thinking of, is almost like corporeal but like shadowy. It's almost like obsidian constructs.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that.
Every part of that sounds just so rad.
That's awesome. And while you guys are running up, Lane will be sort of well, actually, no. Lane will be with the group if everybody is moving in a direction. They are not being alone. But they will utilize the scarab brooch that Osiris gave them to summon the souls of the dead, to aid them, ideally in an attempt to help fight off these 400 warriors with 400 ghosts. Or maybe more ghosts. Who knows?
Okay.
I've got some birds.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Wait a minute. Don't you have something that, like, I thought you had a power that affected the dead. Don't you?
I have a couple of things, but no one's really dead here.
Yeah,
Except
I
for
thought
my
that's why you asked
ghosts.
that before, specifically if they were dead. They not
Yeah.
appear to be dead.
They're just obsidian beings.
Well, no, wait a minute now. Rose actually got the most important job of all.
Walking through chaotic situations unharmed?
No. Rose the one that chronicles the legend we're about to face.
I'll just sit back and write. Sounds good. You guys have fun. Pulls.
You're coming with.
Yeah, me and my birds. All right, I'll be there.
I love birds, though. They made a whole movie about them being terrifying, you know.
It's gonna be Alfred Hitchcock all up in here.
Rose just got a gun in one hand and a flask of whiskey in the other. Just come close, I dare you.
You wanna fuck with my birds? I have a Corvid army, bitch.
Nevermore, bitches!
Wait,
Oh, cool,
yeah.
bitches.
friends with you if you're nice to Corvids. They
You
will
know,
fuck
nice
people
little-
up if they're mean to you.
Oh, that
As
was
a nice
technical.
little like connection there. If you did summon Corvids, theoretically, two of them could be Hugin and Munin, the ravens of Odin. Just saying. Get Odin involved.
You know,
What?
let's just get Odin in here. Let's go.
Just saying.
Right, cool guy.
Fuck, I don't want to see my grandfather.
Ew, get out of here, old man.
Hey,
The
Kaz,
question-
those two ravens, they belong to your grandfather.
The question is,
Good. Pew pew.
do we pull the trigger on the plan?
If
Let's.
we were waiting for you to accept the plan, I think.
I accept any plan you give me.
All right.
I just want to know when you do it.
Everybody
Yes.
huddle.
Team. Go team.
Team huddle.
Okay, we're huddled in.
Discussion of plan that we just discussed.
I'm very
Whisper,
astounded.
whisper, whisper.
They're not attacking
How
us
do we
yet.
By the
Follow
way, you are not attacked during the huddle. Just to say.
Yeah.
Good.
Sweet.
I mean, I figured if we're not making the first move.
Jericho just keeps looking back over their shoulder, no, this is horrifying.
Of course we intend to resist. Just give us a minute.
They're huddled. Take the flag on the play. Kill them.
Shit.
We're
Guess
gonna
we'll
play
do
that
exactly what we
Aztec
talked
ball
about.
game where the losers die.
Yeah.
Is this a good, is everybody okay with this plan or what?
I don't see any really other option except for just leaving, and I don't really know what that means for us or the world.
It seems like they're trying to block us, so...
Well, the Concernicus is that if we just leave, she's gonna eat the sun. And we need that.
Yeah.
Alright, well then let's blow her up.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, let's go blow her up. I think we send the flaming nemesis in. You guys do the lava. I'll throw some birds at it
And your magic gun.
shoot some shadow dudes.
And I'll
Great.
release the ghosts.
Kaz, what other plan were you thinking?
I was just gonna freeze some shit.
No. You keep talking about leaving. Then what?
That was kind of it. It was just like, I don't, that's really what are our options here?
Yeah.
We face it. We don't face it. I don't have anything after that.
I would still love to know why the hell this is our job, but
that
big
too.
army, we can figure it out later.
You know that whole thing where we've just slowly inherited all the problems of our ancestors? It's like that.
Yeah, I'm starting to.
That's why it's our problem.
Really get excited about the idea of Ragnarok. But let's blow this lady up and go from there.
Alright. Yeah, I guess, so I think I can only do one at a time, so I think I can, if I'm right, Ian, by the rules of this, or can I just spend both the things?
I think we're doing this narratively, so
Okay, cool.
they'll happen. If we were doing rounds, they would probably not happen at once, but since we're not really doing rounds, I think that they would happen pretty close at the same time.
Yeah, so I guess once we break from our huddle, Jericho will just really nervously get close, not close, but kind of, stand a little ahead and be like, all right, I think I can do this. And then
Cass
very
comes up
unsteady
right
hand.
behind
Yeah.
and grabs his shoulders, just gives a squeeze, and you can't do this.
All right. And they'll kind of close their eyes and focus on just their sense of creation, and then try to tap into that fire. There's a lot of confusion going on because he's like, damn, this guy has to go kill his mom, maybe. That's pretty fucked up right now, guys. And then he's like, but I never really had moms, so this is also very interesting. Is this what all families are like? So it's very weird, confused emotions fire right now, but you'll see this temple that just starts to almost rise up, and then as it gets up there, it just heats, and all the soldiers that are on it are kind of lifted up, and then it just collapses into almost like a pile of mud, but instead of mud, it's fucking lava. As this fire just ignites all around it.
And I'm guessing you're doing that as you're walking forward to create a.
Oh, so I imagine that it's just a large enough structure that it creates the path once it falls back down, and so it just opens up a pathway of all these soldiers that are now falling into the lava. Whether it's a section or as many as he can get, I guess that's really kind of up to the cinematic.
Okay. So, am I freezing around, or I'm freezing us a path?
Yeah, as the path.
Okay.
Or at least, everything that's lava, which is, I feel like I probably can't. What?
So
I
the
was
floor
trying to
is
get a
lava.
Yeah, so the floor is lava. Stay off the floor.
Okay.
Monkey bars only.
So then
Ian,
I'm
are they
right
are they
up fucking against
they,
you, with my
behind
hands out, trying to
along the
freeze in
ridge
front of
of
you
the-
so you don't walk into fire? Sorry.
Are they on the ridge of the hill, just completely arrayed, or are they rows deep?
They're rows deep.
They're rose deep. Okay, yeah.
But
So
I still think that you have enough power that you can create this kind of mess that you're talking about. Yeah,
you do?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. Then they would just try to get as many soldiers as they can, and then move out of the way so Kaz can try to like freeze all of them, which also thereby opens up a pathway for Nemesis to run across without melting in lava.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have no fear of lava. You can actually just walk right through it if you want, but everyone else has a real bad day with it. So okay. So then we're assuming, yeah, Kaz, you actually will make like a path of frost.
I mean, not so much frost, because when you freeze, lava, it just gets hard. So there's probably, maybe some frost on it, but it's not like just a layer of frost.
We're trying to clip the enemy
They're
army
freezing.
into the ground.
So are
Like
you just cooling the lava to a point where you could walk across it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm
get it.
hardening the lava. I'm
Okay,
cooling
yeah.
the lava.
So yeah, you'll catch a lot of them in this. Like they will, fly off rocks and fall into lava, and some of them are in the lava, and then they become like trapped in the hard lava. And there is indeed a path to get through.
They're like Nightcrawler accidentally going into the wall.
And then Lane, I believe you were using the scarab.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use the scarab to summon the spirits. And I don't know if you want me to describe how it happens, or if you have a description of how it looks.
Well, I can let you describe how it happens, but I will say that the spirits that come out are fairly regular people. Just they're kind of people with broken lives. So perhaps with getting into like sort of yellow card issues, people who have died of illnesses over long term, people who, self-harm, people who are suicidal, like all these different people who have died in kind of very like broken and self-destructive ways. But now they come out, and you can describe how they come out.
Yeah, I think that Lane will sort of like hold this scarab, and they kind of like hold it against their chest, and it like latches on for a second, and just all of this energy escapes as all of these like broken souls that they sort of are now the shepherd of. They just come out, and Lane kind of like gives a heavy sob, like as if the weight of the world, like a terrible thing happened, like a sob of heartbreak, and then all of these beings are just like surrounding them. And Lane just says, I'm not great at this, but one thing that I do know is that a lot of broken people feel like they have no say in the world and no control over anything, and now you guys have a chance to fix that. There's my inspirational speech for you. That's all I got.
They're kind of in that moment is you feel why Osiris gave you that, is that you gave these folks a purpose they never thought they had. They thought nobody cared. They thought they didn't have anything left to do, but they do. They belong. And yeah, they will start attacking the Shadow Warriors as they charge forward. They aren't affected by lava or frost or anything. They are ghosts. but they effectively can tie up a lot of these shadow warriors as sort of a melee breaks out. Which kind of brings us to Ro and Nemesis. What do you guys do?
I mean, I'm gonna let Nemesis go last because I think it's gonna be pretty badass. Ro really is still standing on the top of the hill, but is gonna send some crows out. They don't do any damage, unless I was to be like invoking something like a legend to like try and make some sort of marvel happen. But what they do is they create it's +2 enhancement to distract is the technical thing, but basically they're creating some chaos. I think they're probably sentient enough to create pointed chaos in that they're probably just trying to make shit annoying for the shadow dudes. So it's just Ro and birds come out of nowhere and start messing with shadow dudes.
An army of the dead being like
accompanied by
accompanied by
corvids,
a posse of corvids. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Is are they like real crows, or are they the same type of shadow stuff? Because
I think they're probably real. The whole thing is that like ravens or crows, depending on who you ask, are associated with the Morrigan, and this is sort of like this is my birthright, but I think it's sort of tangent to the beast purview. So I think they would be corporeal, where they came from and where they go and we're done. But they're probably magic corporeal, so I'm not sure they're affected by lava, but I don't know.
I think as long as they don't fly into the lava, they're okay.
I mean, they are some of the smartest birds, so I think we'll be okay.
I don't think that's going to be something that anybody does on purpose, so.
And yeah, Ro is just watching this from the top of the hill.
Okay, so Nemesis
will turn to Jericho and say, "Light me up."
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Yes, absolutely. Jericho will be like, "Are you sure?"
Do it.
And they'll just throw their fire on him, and they'll try to channel it in a way where it's hopefully not hurting Nemesis, but they just expended a lot of power, so they're like frazzled.
No. It's actually more important that it does hurt.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
So
Jericho will just full on then.
Ian, I am assuming that because this is divine fire, it hurts even my semi-divine body. Good.
Sure.
Nemesis will, move forward. Because of the divine battlefield, any obsidian warrior that comes close, he just lashes out with a flaming fist. And when he reaches his mother, he will take her in an embrace and basically say, "If I must die, that you must die, then we die together." And then he will use all the strength at his command, imbued by masks and belts and power and the glory of a career in the spotlight, to burn away the binds that keep her here.
Okay. So, yeah, what you do, and there is a screech of pain. It sounds like two voices as one. And you do burn through these ties that bind whatever this is together, and some of the various pieces fall to the ground as almost pieces of stone. They didn't look like stone before, but now they do. And for just a moment, you feel as if you succeeded. And that is when it starts to reassemble itself. And the Shadow Warriors begin, the ones that presumably were dead, start to stand back up.
Point. Would they be able to stand up if they're part of stone now? And how many of them are taken down by that, like, trap that we were...
Lava.
Between all of you, you probably got all of them. But they're just getting back up. They're coming out of the stone like it is nothing.
They're just breaking it. Oh, damn it. All right.
And for that moment, it just seems like, well, maybe this isn't going to work. Maybe this is the moment where everyone dies. But then something very unusual happens, which is you feel just a breeze, like a cool breeze, and around all of you, it seems like the melee is slowing to a crawl. And it's like you're also slowing down, but you seem like your mind is keeping up with everything. So a lot of you are like mid punch or mid like ducking an obsidian club or something like that.
Mercury?
You can hear, yeah, and then you see a being come descending from the heavens, and I'll even put on my hat. It is, in fact, Mercury drops in.
Fucking hell, dude.
Listen to me. I don't have a lot of time. This is taking about all of the energy I have left here. You have your tickets. I got take good care of that. But that's not important right now. What's important is this is the wrong approach. Listen to me. There's a nemesis, it was, right? She doesn't know she's dead.
Okay.
I feel like that's meaningful. She doesn't know she's dead. And boy, I don't think you can stop her with just rage. But I don't know. Figure it out. Oh, this is very, very hard for me. And you do see things start to speed up around you just a little bit. He's like, I'm trying to hold it here, but this is very difficult. I think this is about all I've got left. Anyway, get to Vegas. Please, get out of this, get to Vegas, and then at that moment, what appears to be an obsidian knife on a ribbon, perhaps what looks to be a ribbon of like an aerialist ribbon, comes flying out and hits Mercury directly in the chest. And he drops. And time resumes.
Okay.
No. And Lane is just gonna drop down to Mercury's body and just say, that's not okay. No. And is like applying pressure and then is going to spend a point of legend to use Breath of Life to try and you touch a creature within or a target within 3 minutes of their death. You can spend a point of legend to bring them back to life with all injuries healed any longer than 3 minutes, and they can't be revived. But so Lane is just gonna immediately say, no, like if they check his pulse, assuming that gods even have pulses, but checks for signs of life, and sees that he is deceased, they will instantly go into, like, oh no.
Okay. So you're making that attempt, and you can see from when you get close to him that he is bleeding gold. Whatever that means. That's probably not that unusual. The most unusual thing you've seen today or yesterday or this whole month. And there's there's kind of like a blackness spreading through his veins. So you're doing that. But what is everybody else doing?
Nemesis will disengage from combat and start rounding everybody up.
Does somebody want to tell her that she's dead?
There's got to be some way we can tell her.
Does anyone have a mirror?
Can anyone show her?
I can make a scroll.
Why does Mercury want us to get to Vegas?
There's that thing.
What thing?
God, I don't know what we mentioned. Wasn't it? It was there was the.
It was
base
like an
and
expo.
also
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like
but it
there's a charity event in
for
Vegas.
the hand.
Gods
Place.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's that same style of, like, vague and cheap and weird.
But also Balder left you a clue as to where that
yeah.
might be where he is.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, he told us to go there.
Okay. Well, then.
But Mercury did. He wouldn't have mentioned that for no reason.
Wait a minute. Okay. Instead of disengaging, Nemesis will grab the spirit of this being and escort it to the veil.
Okay. What do you say?
This world of sun and gold is not yours. I can take you home. I can take you where you'll belong, where you will be whole and rested, where these pains mean nothing and these struggles are but a dream within a dream.
And the spirit kind of looks up at you like, I know you.
I know you do.
Am I gone? No, I miss you. And I'm sorry if I wasn't the best, and I'm sorry about your father.
None of that matters. You were exactly who you needed to be. Come with me so that I can see you safe. This path is not for you anymore.
You definitely see a soul stand up, take your hand, apologizes one more time, like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was gone, and then passes it to the veil. And with that, the obsidian army crumbles. All four of them. A few more. All
There's
400
4
of them.
There's 4 of them,
Disappear.
but each of them have the strength.
In all honesty. Sorry.
Which leaves you with 2 issues. Which is, where did that blade with the aerialist ribbon attached to it come from? And Mercury is bleeding out.
I think now that the imminent issue is over, Rose gone to Lane and Mercury's side to start trying to help her investigate what's going on. Has probably picked up the dagger.
Yeah, I am assuming that the breath of life thing will work? Question mark?
Doesn't seem to work in this case, because it's working against you, and what you're trying to bring back is perhaps a little beyond your abilities.
Rose just looking at it going, was it the hit, or does obsidian kill gods?
Oh, well, I think... He coughs up a little bit of gold. I think they finally did it. They made a weapon that can kill us.
Shit.
No, I knew I'd end sometime, right?
I mean, you're all going to end eventually, but I kind of liked you.
Well, that's new. Though everyone likes me, I suppose I'll be off to, I'll see. Oh, it may be worse than dying. I'll go see my uncle, Hades, at this point. Go live with him. But listen, like, all of this, everything I've done is to set up for you. Because I think you're the only ones that can fix this.
You're right.
Of course.
Okay.
What direction did this dagger come from? Did it come from within the army and so on?
No, you think that it came from a little bit further up the hill, where you can see a figure standing there.
Yeah, I think as soon as Ro deduces that, they look up and they see this figure, and they're like, "We're not alone."
Who was it?
Is that hill a part of the field of battle?
It's perhaps a little outside of it, but
Can
it
we
could be.
see who this figure is, or is it too far off?
I think all of you can see it, but Ro, you will recognize it as an old ex-girlfriend.
But
Willow
not from
Dufresne.
this world. I don't have any ex-girlfriends in this world.
Oh. Then perhaps things are getting a little twisted in your mind. Because you feel as if this was, but that's not possible.
And I think Ro has a moment where they're just standing there and then wipe a little bit of blood from their nose. It's not right. That's not right. She shouldn't be here.
That person?
Yeah. I can't.
Hey, can we deal with them?
No.
They just killed a god.
Oh, is he dead yet?
I assure you I'm working on it. Thank you.
Mercury, do you think it's possible for me to heal that wound on you?
I don't think so. I think this is it.
Does my like
This is kind of hilarious. Poor guy.
iciness reach that far?
Your what? Say it again.
Like my freeze, my frost.
I think if you. So you would yeah, probably.
Can I try to? I mean, Kaz will like when I didn't want to say anything because CJ was narrating and stuff, but like when everybody drops, and everybody's like kind of standing around Mercury, the Kaz looks around and will like also spot them and try to like not like run because I don't want them to like immediately like run away or whatever, but just like start walking towards them and try to like put everything into trying to like freeze them to the spot.
Okay.
Probably up to the neck if they can.
This being, wouldn't say they let you do this, but they seem, as you get closer to them, they seem confused. And their eyes are kind of moving around as if they're trying to like access some kind of almost like a confused robot, like trying to find like what it's supposed to do now. And then yeah, it is essentially, presumably you're pulling your freeze out of like the lava mess and putting it onto them. And
do I have limited freeze?
Well, actually, no, let me think about this. No, because like, yeah, once the lava's like cooled off and frozen, that's like it. And then like you, because I think to do the freeze, you need to imbue the legend. So you're just unimbuing it from there, which is, it's already done anyway. It's done what it's supposed to do, because you weren't making ice sculptures, right? No. And then now you're re-imbuing it here. Okay, that's how we'll play it. Yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna use another legend if I had to.
Ro hasn't moved yet, but also hasn't looked away from this figure, and says, "Sorry, Mercury, I'm not very good at bedside manner. I was just going to keep an eye," and I mean, like, Kaz has already gone off. I was just going to keep an eye on them until he. It doesn't seem right to leave him alone. It's kind of like not even looking at Mercury, probably like standing just like the other side of his like dying body and looking at the other figure, but is still just speaking about him like he's not there. He's like really good with people.
Well, yeah, and so he'll still be there, kind of like starting to look a little worse for the wear as this kind of blackness goes through him. It's like, well, I've taken a lot of people across, so this will be interesting. I may not see you all again. I've never died before. And he kind of collapses into a large amount of insects and vermin.
Gross.
And friendly insects and vermin. Like, they don't seem to mean you any harm. They just kind of scatter to the winds.
Lovely.
It's not what I expected to happen when someone dies.
Yeah,
Kaz will just keep walking until they are up like to the person.
Oh, could I come along with you, Kaz, if that's all right?
If you follow, they're not gonna stop.
Cool.
They are just like walking, like hand out, like, freezing this person until they get right up to them and keep freezing. And like just watching like their confusion and waiting for everyone to be done. And
Yeah. After a moment, Lane is just like kind of seething and stands up and dusts himself off and like walks up and is kind of like angry standing behind Kaz, who's like in control in this moment, and Lane's just like mad dogging from behind Kaz.
I think that leaves Ro and Nemesis.
Nemesis is dealing with just having to have escorted his mother to the veil. So
Ro definitely is not noticing right now. I'm sorry.
no, it's believe me, it's totally okay.
Is Nemesis still down over like where the body was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, then I will retcon that and say that like when Lane finally does kind of snap to it, they will see Nemesis there as well. I forgot the Nemesis was by the body. And Lane will kind of go up and put a hand on Nemesis's shoulder and just say, I know this has probably got to be pretty rough, but at least you took her to a place where she'll actually, be able to be herself again.
Yeah.
Instead of somebody's puppet. You saved her from that.
Yeah. My father has a lot to answer for. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Well, you've got us at your back when you do confront him, so. But we gotta save the world first, unfortunately.
Yeah, let's get to that.
What do you say? And they'll sort of like stand up and reach their hand out to Nemesis.
We'll do the
Yeah.
this thing. Yeah. All right, let's go save the damn world.
If I can, Ian. And if it is okay with you, Nemesis, I would love to use that as a bound by oath.
Okay.
With Nemesis.
Yeah.
Swearing to, do what it takes to help us save the world. Essentially a promise of, yeah, we're gonna save the world.
Absolutely.
+1 bonus.
I think.
So yeah, let's return. Ro, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I think after Ro's been standing there for probably, it feels like minutes, but I think for them it's probably, seconds. Next to where Mercury's body once was, the two of them over elsewhere, and the other two freezing and otherwise mad dogging this unknown figure. I think something kind of shifts in Ro, and they hurry up to this spot and kind of not in a aggressive way, but push past Jericho and Kaz, and if this figure that's frozen to the spot doesn't try to do anything, they're just gonna look at them and see what they look like, if it's who they really think.
So the figure, again, still looks, despite being frozen solid, still looks very confused. It's kind of just repeating Godbane over and over. Godbane. God Bane, but isn't struggling, and then meets your eyes. And yeah, there's some kind of recognition between you and it, or her, however you want to think about it. And it's like they recognize you, but like recognize you almost subliminally, or like you're some kind of dream.
Hello.
Who are you?
I'm Ro.
I'm not Godbane. I'm Willow.
You're Willow. Who the hell is Godbane?
What the hell is Willow? You know them?
I don't know. Yes? Yes. But... Are you... Oh, if this were... Are you Willow from... this place?
I don't think I belong here.
Wait, no, of course not. You know me. You know me. So you're... And like,
No.
Ro just takes a moment. Like...
Not possible. Godbane Protocol is initiated to eliminate errant gods at weakened state. But that's not me.
No, it's not. What did they do to you?
It seems pretty horrific at first glance. Like it's almost this Borg-like appearance with wires and...
I think Ro's gonna reach out. Because I think they were frozen to like the neck or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaz keeps that up just in case.
They reach out. Is it like wires here as well, or what's the situation?
Yeah, there's wires. It looks like maybe their eyes have been replaced.
They're gonna run like hands over these wires, like probably not try to like pull anything because they're like, I'm not gonna murder the shit out of them, but you shouldn't be here. If you know who I am, you shouldn't be here because I have never met you in this world, in this reality. You were never here.
I want to go home.
I need to grab the... Oh my gosh, the boon! The boon that I got! Bro! Sorry, I'm okay. That was a completely out of character freak out there. I'm good.
So just like, the boon!
Wait, the boon! breaking my emotions completely because holy shit. Okay. I don't know.
The boon.
I don't know if I can take you home. I don't know how to go. But I can't let you be like this. And oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm wondering, can I imbue like a legend or whatever I need to do a marvel to slightly alter a boon?
Absolutely, yeah. That would be like spending a legend, I think.
Yeah. I will spend a legend. 100%. This is a thing that Ro would do. I'll click that out. But so the boon that I have is no masters. Normally what that does is it allows you to strip a character of their authority over others. I would like to connect with Willow and strip the authority of whoever reprogrammed her over them.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
I think Ro's just gonna shake their head and be like, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I think the first time was too. And it's just going to kind of like take their head in both their hands and like lean their forehead against hers and close their eyes and try to make this work. This they're just willing it. They don't know what they're doing. They've never done it before. They're just willing that anyone with power or control over her just has no authority over her anymore. And it is a clash. It's manipulation plus legend versus composure plus legend.
Okay.
My manipulation is 4 and my legend is 3.
Okay.
So I am hoping. I don't think I roll anything. I think it's just straight those dots plus.
Well, you will outdo them in this case. Then.
Nice.
And so how does that manifest?
I think that as if like a physical manifestation on Ro. This is a little bit cheesy, but I think that they get sort of like briefly in that moment black raven wings. Just kind of shadowy. They're not fully corporeal, and they just spread out from their back, and this energy or whatever, however one would want to describe it, it's like shadow seeping out the back of Willow's head as they lose this authority that was held over them, this programming.
And you definitely... Oh, go on.
I think Ro just there with their head against Willow's and their eyes closed, and they're just going to say, I'm not going to let you suffer because of me.
And you could definitely feel when that happens, it disconnecting. And it's more than just that. It's more than a disconnecting of authority. What you've actually done in this case, if you disconnected what's holding this being to this reality as well. And as they sort of start to unravel into a pile of ribbons, they just sort of mouth, thank you. And they're gone.
I think Rose just stands there. They're teary. They're just staring down at this pile of ribbons.
So we'll ask.
You cut out.
Oh, he'll ask. She. Did you say that?
Their name's Willow.
Sorry.
In another life, I loved them very much. And I let them down. I don't know how they got here. I shouldn't have been here at all. And to be some programmed bane of gods. I'd like to know who I need to kill.
And with that, we'll have the good old, if this were a movie, the scene would kind of fade, as if in the background you can see, since you're all atop this hill at this point, you can see the lights of Vegas getting brighter. A lot has happened, and now perhaps we're going to Vegas.
Woo!
Ow!
So how
Big
do we
money,
get
no
to
whammies.
Vegas? How do we get to Vegas, I guess is the first question. Of course, one easy way is you could just get one of those Jeeps and just drive it to Vegas, but
And
Yeah,
also,
that's
I
I guess
mean,
I
don't
wouldn't.
just do that.
And the sun has returned, so there's that.
Oh, good.
So walking to Vegas is probably not an option here.
No, we don't want to do that.
Well, you did say that the lights get brighter, so does that mean the sun is going down? Because you cannot see the lights if the sun is up.
Yeah, I mean it's starting to get on towards twilight evening.
Hmm.
But you're not so far from Vegas, I think, that you can't get there in a short amount of time in a car. If you want to do that.
Let's just take one of these Jeeps and go.
Let's do it.
Good with me.
Who's driving?
Can I drive?
Can you drive?
When the storyteller says no.
Can you try?
I can't. Well, I don't have any Datsun pilots. So I don't
No,
know if
you
I
don't
can
need. You don't need. You can get there by road, so it's not a case. Like I always, when these games, I always take like pilot or drive to mean like that, whether or not you need to like do action driving, like you're doing in a car chase or something.
Stunt driving.
Good just has never driven a car in his
Yeah,
life.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't play that
Nemesis
whole
will
thing.
drive.
I mean, I can drive. It's just you all drive on the wrong side of the road.
Right, so Nemesis will drive.
Oh man.
Suppose this is a bad time to learn. Yeah.
Lane begrudgingly calls shotgun and hops into the shotgun seat.
Do you have a shotgun in here?
I have a shotgun. Well, no, it's more like a pistol.
Because never heard that before.
The world is on
You
the
never
line.
been in a
like,
car?
Never heard someone yell shotgun to get in a car.
Calling shotgun.
That just means that just means that they get the front seat. Come the back with me and Kaz. It'll be fine.
You're sheltered.
You get to sit, bitch.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my god.
That's the spot
Baldur
between them.
said something like that to me.
Sorry, what?
What? Huh? Sorry, huh?
In car terms, that means you get the middle seat. Enjoy.
That's my favorite seat. It's the best.
Sorry, this is a small break. There's that one text post that's like, I saw a guy wearing a shirt that said, I am afraid of women, or I'm terrified of women, while surrounded by 3 women, and it just made me think of that.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Like, I'm terrified of femmes, and Jericho's just like sitting surrounded by a bunch of femmes.
Right.
Jericho doesn't really know.
And
how to
then
run
Nemesis is just
general.
like,
Perfect.
hey kid. I love it.
Let's go to Vegas. I was just complaining that we couldn't go to Vegas. Guess I should have watched out what I wished for.
Exactly.
Well, let's go.
All right.
we
We're
will-
off on the road to Las Vegas.
Bro just kind of looks out the window. Unless anyone is speaking to them because shit just went down for all the sass. Like,
I think this is definitely one of those car rides where everybody's kind of lost in their own thoughts for a while.
Lena's wireless interfacing with the Jeep radio to play their playlist from Spotify.
That sounds right, yeah. I'll check it out.
If there's any reason to use god powers, I mean, it's to control the radio, right?
Okay, listen. If it were possible for me to constantly have, this is Megan speaking, to constantly have music going of my choice wherever I go, I 100% would. First act as a god adjacent being is making sure that music follows me wherever I go.
Absolutely.
So when you ascend to godhood, like, here is the playlist. Oh, like your playlist? No, the playlist.
The divine
playlist.
It's it. That's all there is. That's all the music
This
there
is what
is
it
now.
is.
The divine playlist, man.
And I will
Divine
note,
playlist.
I do have a Lane Carnahan specific playlist that I am listening to right now.
So
In the car, we're listening to Never Let Me Down by Depeche Mode right now. That is what we're listening to.
Okay. That's a good one.
everyone,
Just for the vibe.
presumably everyone is quietly listening to Depeche Mode.
Yes.
Oh,
And Lena's like,
Fucking-
There
They just start breaking out into slow songs, just
Every
like
time I think we can't top ourselves, then we're following up a emotional scene by riding in a Jeep on the way to Vegas listening to Depeche Mode, silently brooding.
it's like the
So-
reverse of In Barbie.
what your bad story guy doesn't remember is exactly where he said that the event was, but I believe it was.
wow.
I think it was ironically in like the Caesar's Palace area, because
Probably.
that just made
Or the
like it
Luxor.
made more the Luxor. Yeah. Oh, I like the Luxor a little better,
There you
but just
go.
something not the pirate one.
What time
Because
frame
that-
are we in? Are we
That one
when
doesn't
they
even
like unthemed the Luxor and made it just less Egyptian overall for no fucking reason? Or are we pre that? I don't have a bone to pick with the Luxor.
Actually at the Excalibur, and all of the bad gods get taken down, not by us, but the germs of children running around.
Our final showdown is in the like medieval times ripoff, like knights, knights
It's in the ball. pit.
jousting. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the Renaissance. Welcome to the event, which is being held at the
Actually-
Renaissance Days.
Oh,
We-
man.
Actually, it's at Planet Hollywood, and we get to go see Chris Angel's performance.
Oh my god.
Wow.
We're joined by
Angel's
Chris Angel,
performance
who is
truly-
actually a demigod.
Ugh.
He reveals that he's the mastermind behind this plot. As
Chris
he calls
Angel.
forth the gods from the stage.
Call me the mind freak!
You've all been mind freaked.
Then the song just starts coming on in the background. That's our background.
Oh lordy.
My mortal name was Chris Angel. I am now mind freak.
Good Megamind.
Oh.
God of megalomania, absolutely.
Please note that these opinions are our own and not those of Twitch,
Yeah.
Onyx Path, or anything like that.
Or
So,
for any Chris Angel fans out there, I'm sorry. I'm also sorry you're
that you
Chris
have
Angel
bad
fans.
All
taste.
both of you.
We are not
that we're all
presently
separate.
aware of any judgmental opinions of Chris Angel held by the Onyx Path. However, there's plenty right here.
Yes. So
Anyway.
That was a worthwhile side track.
So we're listening
Vegas.
brutally to Depeche Mode as we enter Vegas.
Oh, sorry, it's the
Yes.
Cranberries now.
Oh,
Sweet.
I mean, what is it, like zombie or?
Yeah.
Like,
Actually,
oh God.
funny enough,
that's rough.
In my actual headphones, Zombie started playing right when Willow showed up. It was like almost perfect timing. I was like, that's so fucked
Oh.
up.
Oh no.
The timing has been
Right.
really good for my playlist today.
Yep. All right. let's think about war, guys.
Let's
So-
this is
And
good.
terror.
Did we
I
get
like-
any
Do you get any imps? Sorry?
No.
No.
Did we get any
No, no
information like
Shit.
like any information about this party other than like
Well, you know
or
that it was a
this
charity
expo
event.
thing?
Yeah,
Charity
you
event.
knew that it's a charity event. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it was for like a new series of children's books about mythology.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of coming back to me now, and that it told you where it was, and that you'd need tickets, and I believe Kaz actually went to their contacts and got tickets. So
Yeah,
maybe you're
think.
loading those up on a phone or something, and
Mhm.
probably
Is
they
there a
have
dress
alternate.
code?
Huh? Is there a dress code? Oh yeah, more than likely.
We are in officers' uniforms,
Oh.
military uniforms that are not ours. If this is still continuing off of, where
Yeah.
we were.
Now
So-
probably maybe
There's
somewhat
an
burned
outlet
and covers
shop
in
on the
chunks of
way.
obsidian and like
Yeah.
This is
Minor
Vegas. I'm sure
shard.
there's like a
I've got some
Burlington
golden
coat
mercury
factory
blood on
or
me.
something.
parts of Nostradamus on Jericho, probably.
Yeah.
That's right. I was right there.
Yikes.
Oh Jesus.
Woof.
All right, so we'll have a quick little shopping montage.
Yeah.
And we don't know, like, it's a montage. We don't have to RP it up. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah, this
We
is
all-
just
But should we?
the shopping montage phase.
We all look great we look great and appropriate, despite the mental and emotional taxation on us right now. And Kaz walks up with the tickets on the phone, and it's just like, scan it. What is any?
Yeah. Security looks you over and there's no issues. They'll scan it. But I was going to point out that the tickets probably do have alternate IDs on them, so they don't, let's just say, like, who you are, really. So,
Yeah. That we all have different names.
yeah. And you can create your own fun name for that, however you like. But because I'm not gonna, I can never do that for you. So, yeah. So you've got no problem getting in your finest, pretty much. So, in you come. They take you to a grand ballroom where there is a like a $200 a plate dinner that's being served very soon, and you're taken to a table. Without getting too much into the finery of this, it's a very nice white tablecloth. Everything is very fancy. Like, this is one of those dinners that rich people have to make themselves think that they're doing good for everyone, and really they're just spending $200 on a dinner. But at least the money goes to something good. Except in this case, it's probably not something good. It's, the force that's trying to end the world. There is a setup up front that looks like there's going to be some kind of presentation post-dinner. But no one is up there right now. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. So.
So they're sitting all at the same table, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're all sitting at the same table.
Is it just us?
At your table, yes.
Okay, cool.
We see
There's lots
Baldur
of other. You do not see Baldur anywhere.
Gate.
To Kaz, to the group. Do we think that they're going to present anything of import that we may need to know.
Last time they just tried to trap us. Right? I mean, we knew we were walking into a trap, but do they know we're here? I mean, they've got to know we're here.
Oh, I have
I
zero
think
doubt
they-
of that.
No, we're everywhere.
Right. The little...
Yeah. Alright, so then I guess there's no reason for us to delay. Should probably go check things out behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might as well. I mean, I'm not here to hear about children's books. Or drink any more terrible champagne.
Please note that while we're stealthing about and being heroic, Nemesis is, eating while he can, because I genuinely think it's been like 3 days since we've stopped to get a bite to eat.
I mean, we can definitely eat before we go.
Is the food as bad as it was at the other one?
Surprisingly, no.
Ooh,
Worse?
That's more suspicious.
Oh, no. Yeah, I guess it's good food. It's good food.
Okay.
Catered this time.
Should we does anybody have medicine? Should we try to see if it's poisoned?
I am very good with medicine. I can try to see if there's any poison or anything like that in there, if that's
Okay.
possible.
That
Yes.
would probably be good.
So I'm very good with medicine, and then if I can use, I mean, I don't know, would it be?
It's gonna be one of your
Intellect.
mentals.
Can I do medicine intellect?
Absolutely.
6. Okay, we've got nice. So 3, and then 1 explodes. Nice. So 4 successes.
4 successes. It doesn't seem like there's any of the usual poisons like strychnine or cyanide or anything like that, but there's this sort of vague smell that's lingering over everything that you don't quite recognize, but it reminds you of Christmas.
Juniper.
Hmm.
Does Juniper do anything?
Ollie?
Does it?
Are there any? The
Probably
smell
poisonous.
reminds me of Christmas. You said I can't place what it is.
Not exactly, and the smell is of such a very subtle amount that it's almost like maybe the food was cooked in the same room with this, whatever it was, this smell. Kind of like if you cook something in a room with peanuts in it, sometimes that peanut smell will get into the food. Or you get too many deep fryers, everything smells like shitty fryer grease. Maybe that's just my own life. But you don't think that it would poison you if you ate it either. I mean, it doesn't seem like a poison. It's just odd.
Huh.
Question.
Lane will just say, I'm getting weird vibes from this, but I don't think it's bad. It just is Christmassy. Which I don't really know how to explain it other than, and they will sort of word vomit what Ian just said.
So someone with that influence then, or something in the room, right?
Yeah, I guess.
But the food itself is fine.
Yeah. I kind of want to see if we can sneak into their kitchen.
Ian, question.
Yes.
Is there like any music playing or like any instruments or things lying around?
Depeche Mode.
That was in the Jeep.
Just
No, Depeche Mode.
Depeche
Mode's
there's a string quartet playing Depeche Mode. No, there's sort of like, yeah, I would say that, like, yeah, that seems appropriate for this event. There is a string quartet playing pop hits. Some Phil Collins.
If we want, I'd be happy to distract them by using enthralling performance and imbue legend to try to just like distract the crowd from whatever the hell you guys try to do. Jericho's really here for like one reason, just to hopefully make sure that Baldur doesn't die. And then, yeah, but they see that they can probably help because they love doing music. And yeah. And so they would want to try to like...
just like walk up and take an instrument?
I think they would try to conduct, because they do all of the kinds of musical stuffs. I think they would want to try to go up there and conduct.
Just march up to a string quartet and be like, a 1 and a 2, you know what to do, and just start like...
But but it's at what is being at least posed as a rich benefit, which means that if that happened at a real rich benefit, they'd probably be like, yeah, of course, sir, yeah, sure, yeah, yes.
That's a good point. Also, you're using
this
magic.
random, and then they go home and be like, this random fucking rich dude tried to conduct.
Can you believe?
The lion, the witch, and the audacity.
So, but you're also using pretty much god magic here, so it's not like it's impossible or improbable for this to happen. It's just in any other circumstances would be comically weird.
Yeah, Jericho just gets very serious when it comes to music and art in general, and that's where his composure and presence come to be so high. It's not in situations of stress, but when it's art, they're like very composed. They're like, okay, I think I can do something that can help. I'm gonna just try to use my art and express that shit. And yeah, so they'll I'd be happy to make rolls if you need as well, with like persuasion and anything too, just to like be like, hey, let me do something real quick. Even if it's like dropping who they are or whatever, like, hey man, you know that thing? Yeah, I wrote that. Like, give me a second, I know what I'm doing.
Give me a roll, I think.
Sure.
Just real quick.
I'd go for
So
like
probably something like your persuasion plus, I don't know, your performance or your empathy, maybe.
I was thinking persuasion and presence.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Oh, sick. Whoops. Okay, so that is out of 8 rolls, that's 6 successes.
Okay. Yeah, they'll play whatever you want.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 of them even recognize you.
Hell yeah, I've worked with a few symphonies through the various studios that I have recorded things at. I don't know the music process. Logan doesn't. Jericho does. It's fine.
Yeah,
that's
so
what he does. And then they'll play like fucking oh god, I don't know any of the orchestral songs. I haven't listened to anything in so long, but they'll do something very like kind of calm yet calm, but like with probably like cello focusing, so it has like those lovely like deep resonance. But yeah, and that's
You pull a
that.
full Wednesday.
Yeah, you kind of okay. So you're kind of trying to get the crowd into a little bit of a groove where they're
Mhm.
thinking about the music and how
What's
full
that
their
one?
bellies are instead of
Oh, there's that one by Bach. It's one of the cello suites. Oh God, I love that. Yeah, something like that.
okay. So yeah,
I hope
that
Oh.
will
you guys do shit.
be enough of a distraction probably to.
Lane will also, when we like start getting into areas with cameras, Lane will be trying to make sure that they're interfacing to either like keep them turned away from us where we go, or just disabled.
Okay. Probably most of the cameras are in the casinos, but there probably are a few back here. So okay, you're just shutting down the cameras. That's cool. Where are you all going?
I'm curious about the kitchen, just following up on the weird food smell thing. I
Okay.
don't know if there's somebody in there or if it's just like,
Probably be staff.
yeah.
Okay, so you're just kind of all wondering, probably it's pretty easy to find a kitchen. Yeah, that you guys are worldly enough, I think, that you know where the door to the kitchen is, and it's an obviously big kitchen. And as you go back there, it's a busy kitchen. There's a lot of people working, preparing this lot of food.
Did anybody
Can
stop
I?
us?
Oh, go for it.
Okay.
Nobody in the kitchen stops you. No, they all seem like some of them look at you funny, but like you're rich people, so they're not really like gonna bother you unless you like get in their way.
Just Kaz will just properly like ooh and ah like a rich person would and look and like, ooh, oh my goodness. This is so impressive.
And can I try and see if I can pick up on that that scent that I had gotten a whiff of earlier, possibly?
Sure.
Just to see if it's any stronger here.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. And let's see, that's not really the smell. I think is strong enough that you shouldn't have to like roll for it too much. And I think that where you find it is you do find where they are making some kind of mixed drink over in kind of the industrial bar area. They're clearly making these mixed drinks for everyone, and it has some amaretto and some champagne and all these different things they're putting into it. But you notice something unusual, that there is some dried powder that they're putting a little bit into each drink, and that's where the smell is coming from.
Lane is gonna sort of lean to Kaz and say, you wanna, can you grab that without anybody seeing?
What is that? All of the drinks?
No. Oh, I assume there is a vessel where the powder is in? I just made that assumption. I don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a typical kind of a bar shaker. So it's not very big, but it, like I said, it's about, I don't know what it'd be, like maybe 12, 16 ounce bottle that they just kind of shake a little bit into each drink.
Okay. So Kaz will nod and then walk over. Is it just one bartender?
There's like one person kind of making all the drinks and like putting them onto trays so that the drinks can be like staged to be taken out fairly soon.
So before they walk over, they say, "We need to find a way for these drinks to not make it to people. I'll handle the container itself."
Birds.
What?
Birds.
So
Nobody
Kaz
wants
will
birds in the
just-
kitchen.
And then walk over to, well, I mean, yeah, I don't even have to try to steal the thing if we just birds.
If you steal a little, we can investigate it.
I just want to take the whole thing so that they can't use it.
Right.
Well, as soon
Well, it
as
has
you've
already
got
been
it,
used on some.
as
Right,
soon
which
as
is
you've
what
got it,
Kaz
just
did.
like tuck your hair behind your ear, and I'll let loose the flock. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Okay. So Kaz will walk up to the bartender, and I'm gonna use the knack, blather and skite, which is I just basically talk nonsense and distract them. And Kaz will just go on an elaborate like story of just, well, first of all, asking like, well, they'll start off slow, like slow. Sorry, they'll start off with just like, oh, what are these? This smells divine. I've never seen this kind of cocktail before. I bartended in college, and I did a little experimenting myself. What is that? What are you using? I see amaretto.
Oh. Well, it's well, there's supposed to be a surprise, but I suppose since you're here, it's an amaretto bourbon, a little bit of champagne for effervescence. I'm forgetting about some was within the mix, but these evergreen bitters, I think that's what they are.
Oh,
Really does
yeah,
smell
evergreen
good, doesn't it?
bitters. Yeah, I mean it's really festive. Gives it a little zing. I
Oh,
love
absolutely.
it. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was a bartender in college, and so I didn't really need to. Daddy's money got me through, of course, but I really wanted that experience of working my way through the world, and I think that I truly proved myself. I mean, now I'm here and I'm able to give back, and it's just such a wonderful thing. But this really just takes me back, and they'll just keep going, and like lean in more, and just put their hand on like his arm, and just like or their arm. I don't know if he gendered them. Just like, oh my god, like just whatever. And then like at any moment that seems opportune, they will take the shaker thing.
Yeah, you essentially energy vampire this person with the power of inane small talk. Pretty much. And they like, and you're able, I think, pretty easily to take the shaker because they probably put it down at some point to talk to you, and so you take it and put it somewhere. I don't know.
I'm gonna say that I have like a small little like hand, or like not handbag, but like a small little like purse, and they'll like dump it out in their bag because I don't imagine they have anything else in this bag. Maybe their phone, whatever. The phone gets covered in this stuff. Find your phone, and like they'll just dump it out and then put it back so it's like a little less suspicious,
Okay.
So, put it back and just like, oh, I'm so sorry, I am just taking all of your time. And they'll just I can't do it, I have headphones on, but they'll just
Ro, in the meantime, will have been like kind of just looking over the kitchen, but not like saying anything to anyone, and then just being like, oh, I need some air. And when they see them, they're gonna be like, oh, I need some air, and walk to the back door to the kitchen, because usually there's a door out to the outside, and open it up, and just ravens. Probably crows, to be fair, but just crows. and just be like,
Time for
oh,
crows.
there's birds everywhere, and run out of the kitchen.
Oh my god, where did these birds come from?
Let's
My
run
bird
out of
friends.
the kitchen.
My
Gosh.
bird friends answered the call. And then yeah,
in-
like the kitchen fills with
in the-
birds.
and
It's
I'm
just
assuming
mostly
that
just fucking with people.
right. I'm assuming that people will start, freaking out.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So, in any area near them, if there's any stacks or whatever, places where these glasses are, Kaz will freak out about birds and knock them all over.
okay.
And
So you're
if y'all are near any, you can do the same.
The birds are
So I
also
think-
doing this. I mean, they're not freaking out about birds, but they're just going for it.
The birds are
Yeah,
also
I think-
freaking out about themselves.
Now,
They're like,
now,
why
are the
they-"
birds getting into the dining room?
No, I think depending on the amount of control Ro has over them, Ro's not intending to. We could have a few birds. I think Ro doesn't want to fuck this up so badly that everyone just leaves. So I think a few errant birds escape and just start doing bird shit. Not literally, well, maybe literally.
maybe literally, yeah.
But also just flying onto the table and pecking at the food and casually knocking over glasses and just causing a bit of chaos. But the main flock is in the kitchen, and when they've done what they need to do, they're gonna start filing out that back door again and then just disappearing into the ether. But there will be a few like a crack team of special agent crows that make it into the dining room to start fucking with people's food in the dining room.
The bird special
Yes.
forces.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
they're the pigeons.
I think
Yeah.
congratulations, you have successfully ruined dinner.
Good. If I'm not happy, no one is allowed to be.
A deep booming
yes.
voice somewhere says, "Who had the chicken?"
So okay, I like this. It's unexpected and fun. So I think that what happens is that you hear lots of oh my, and out in the dining room is birds begin to eat people's dinner and throw it around or whatever they're doing, and people panic and a kind of panic of a fire or something really crazy happening. But it's unnerving, and as it sort of dies down, you hear a speaker come to the podium and say, ladies and gentlemen, we appear to have a some sort of wildlife incident. We will be postponing our special event for approximately 1 hour until animal control can be called, and we apologize profusely. Your dinner will be remade. You will still have access to the open bar, and we will prepare your special cocktails at a later time. But please stay with us. We're glad you're all here. We're glad that you've all decided to donate to this worthy charity, and we appreciate your giving nature tonight. And so that's kind of what happens.
I think Ro's gonna lean in and be like, even if this is just a charity dinner, that felt good. Let's do some digging.
Yeah, let's
All
see
of
if we
you-
can snoop.
So all of you have also defeated one of the greatest enemies of our world, which is children's literacy. Congratulations.
Cocktail artists.
Yeah. And overpriced cocktails have also been defeated. So you want to start snooping. Okay.
Yes.
This
Though
gives us the
small,
time. as
yeah.
well.
Small side note though, I would love to try and noodle on if Evergreen in particular tends to be a weakness of any particular god or pantheon that Lane can think of. Because I know that like certain things are used in certain rituals, so just trying to think about their occult knowledge.
Yeah, give me, if you want to do that, that's going to be a something plus occult.
I do intellect plus occult.
Sure.
Sweet.
Can I do cunning in occult?
Yes.
Not to triple up, but I do think Ro would be trying to figure this out because there's like, the fuck? They're not just a chaos demon. So I'm gonna do occult and intellect.
I got 6.
6, okay.
Oh, there we go. I was missing one. Fuck. There's a 10 there. There's a 10 there. Those are not. Nice. Wait. 7.
Okay. Okay. I think between the three of you, a couple things probably would come up. So when you're thinking about Christmas and you're thinking about evergreen, what kind of comes to your mind is like, you know what kind of does smell like that is maybe mistletoe? And you kind of start to think about mistletoe. That has significance, doesn't it? Like, that has significance in a legend. That was what was used in the legends to kill Balder. It's like the one plant that didn't promise not to harm him. And then, I think Kaz, in your head, you hear Loki like, they're stealing my fucking idea. You're muted.
And no, I'm not.
Oh.
Oh, it didn't pick up anything you said.
You didn't pick up anything then.
I'm not stealing anything. Well, I guess I'm stealing out of the hands of the people that are trying to set off the end of the world. So.
But it was my idea.
Oh my god.
That's how I do it.
Melodramatic somewhere else.
Fine. And yeah, he goes silent again.
If you're not going to be helpful, don't say anything at all.
Now that we know that, and we know that Balder should be here somewhere, do we want to take a peek? Take a snoop?
We should go looking for him, but also I don't think that this is all they have of this.
Yeah. It also seems kind of weird to have the guests drinking it, because like, how is the guests consuming this going to affect Balder? Right? Like,
I mean, we haven't seen him anywhere yet.
Yeah. Well, I can say from your knowledge of toxicity in medicine that probably the amount of mistletoe that they're putting in each drink might at worst give a regular person like a good tummy ache,
Yeah.
but it's not going to kill them.
Yeah, so why would
Tea
they
among
do
the
this?
ghosts. I mean, that's the only reason, the only thing that I can think of. He's among them.
Or is he elsewhere? Was he in a room?
See here disguised.
Has Jericho come back to us?
I
Or
feel
is he
like in the
still
chaos
out?
of the birds entering in, absolutely.
They ran to the kitchen like,
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! All right.
did y'all see what
What are all
happened?
these birds doing here?
All
Oh,
these
that's
fucking
probably
ravens
my
just showed
team.
up. This is so sick. That was probably one of you guys.
We need to find him.
I don't know where he is.
Well,
I guess
let's go look.
look for some back rooms, basements.
Yeah, they really seem to like basements.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
it
A boiler room or something.
oh my god. Are there any ghosts about currently? Or is this a ghost-free zone?
There's no ghosts about, but it doesn't feel like the same kind of ghost-free zone.
I could ask my Nemesis is
It should correct in a minute.
there we go.
Oh, see,
I could ask my ghost of Demont if they can locate Balder.
Also, I can hack into security systems. So if I could find the security room, I can hack into their like footage and stuff and see if I can find anything.
Actually, a really good idea.
yeah.
Two of you might make a good team on that. Kaz, Lane. You've got the subterfuge and you've got the tech. What about the rest of us?
Good.
You know what? Let's see if we can get some information out of that and see where we go from there.
I mean, Ro, you're pretty good at not really being seen, so maybe once we narrow things down, you can peek with Kaz.
Sounds good. I can also, if there's someone in the way of in between us and the security, I can get a first hit out and Nemesis can take him down. We'll see what's there, but let's get there.
All right.
Wander the halls.
But are you all hacking in?
Well, yeah.
Well, just give me some rolls then.
Well, do we find the? I mean, was it that easy? Was the security room just there?
Oh, well, no. Like, yeah, you would have to find the security room, but I feel like you'd
Yeah.
have a pretty good idea where that is. But okay. So let's have you move. You move kind of through the chaos. You probably have to go back out through the ballroom. The ballroom. The ballroom, and you're kind of moving back towards where the security office would be for this wing. And you do eventually find it. And yeah, the door's before you, and there are probably some individuals in there doing security.
All right.
Do you knock on the door, or just open it, or?
I mean,
don't have to be
I
lethal about
can-
this. We just sleep or hold them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we can just take him down. How many people are in there?
Well, you'd have to open the door to know.
How many people? Is there anyone we can see from the door, or is it not a door that has any?
Yeah, it's not a door that has any window on it.
Okay.
So
Shall we just go in?
allow me.
By all means.
So Nemesis will open the door. What is going on in here?
Two people are at the security stations with all the monitors and such on it, and there is one guy just standing there with a kind of a radio and a clipboard, and they turn around.
There's a crisis
Sir?
going on here, and you're just gonna sit here? Get out here and help round up all these birds now.
Birds? What?
Yes.
Who are you?
birds. I'm the guy in charge. Now get out there now. And as Nemesis is saying this, he will naturally like take steps towards the guy with the clipboard.
Okay.
Rose activated heroic liminal, so unobtrusive visitor. When you infiltrate a location you do not belong, spend. Well, we don't have momentum, do we? Do we start? We start with momentum, don't we? No.
Not in Scion, unfortunately.
Interesting. Then I will.
Y'all
not
are too
activate
good.
that.
We are awesome.
Okay, so
You need
do
to
you
get out
want...
there and help these people.
Give me a roll of some kind of, like, persuasion or intimidation on that.
Okay.
This is geared towards saving the world, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about
And my roll was a big fail sandwich, so... I actually rolled, like, a critical failure, so...
okay? So how about I'm gonna use integrity, poker face,
Okay.
and presence.
Okay.
Eight. Okay. So far that's 4 successes.
4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of look at you, and they are kind of intimidated and seem prone to action. So they're like, "Oh, okay."
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Up two.
Never
two.
dealt with. Are you just like pushing them out the door?
Pretty much, yeah. It's just like, come on, up two. Let's go.
Okay, so they're being kind of ushered out the door. They're trying to like figure
Okay.
out what it is they're supposed to do about birds.
Occasionally, I'll like touch my ear and go, "Yes, sir. Right there, sir. Right there. Come on, let's go."
And you usher them out the door, and they're kind of trying to figure out what it is they're supposed to do about birds. They've never dealt with birds before. That was not a security issue that they were really equipped to handle, but they're trying to figure it out.
Good men. You're getting commendations in your files. Commendations all around.
Easy enough.
So you yeah.
It's Ty, it is not picking you up again.
It was muted that time. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
So the room is empty now. You could close the
We
door.
go
behind
in?
Got in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
swoop in.
Close and lock it.
you. Okay.
Did,
Now you're at a security station.
Did Nemesis go with them or just usher them out?
I thought you were saying you're
Nemesis
just
ushered them out.
Okay. Cool. All right. How many successes did I get? So the Kaz will go up to the thing they have the like physical, technical, like not just like wireless interface thing. Like obviously they can't do that. But they're good at physically
Okay.
hacking in, and I got 6 successes.
Okay.
And so they'll start like tapping away and like changing the screens and like filtering through, like zooming in, you know, like just like and looking for Balder
Okay.
or any other thing of significance.
And if it's possible for me to assist, like, using the wireless interface, like, at least to help increase success or anything like that. Like, if there's anything that Kaz is, like, really running into, if Lane can try and, like, use wireless interface to, like, push past. Give them
I
a
think in
little
this,
edge.
I think at this case with 6 successes, that's probably enough to do what you're looking for
Sick. Okay.
for right now. So, and you're still wirelessly. I think like also you're keeping the cameras down. But so there's
If we're in an area where there's not cameras, I'll not focus on it, but just when we are in camera areas.
okay. Well, there
Don't
may
want the
be a camera
paparazzi.
in. There's probably a camera in here, just so you know.
Then I will keep it up.
Who watches the Watchmen? Anyway.
I see they can't like the screen turned to like a room of like it's where we are, but it's like in the corner facing the recorder.
So, what I was going to say is that looking through the security footage, if you go back far enough, you're kind of able to find what looks to be a secure holding cell down in the basement. And sitting in there is Balder, tied to a chair.
People in their basements.
The other thing I would point out that's probably in this room as well is an itinerary of the events, and it looks like what had been planned is that there was going to be a speech with a toast, and then they were going to have some remarks from a James Balder, which could be Balder. May have been what their plan was, but that's just what's on the itinerary.
Okay. So, because it is a security office, is there, like blueprints or like map of like the hotel, like how to get to the basement?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, there is.
Cool. I would like to look at that.
Okay.
So that we know the way. Is there any door codes listed anywhere?
There's
like...
one to get down to the basement, but after that, no.
Okay, so Kaz will take note of the route and the door code.
Okay.
Anything else we need to do here? Are we ready?
Go, let's go.
I think we're ready.
They'll turn to Jericho and pat him on the back. Let's go save your boy.
Fuck yeah.
What is that noise?
Cello music, I think.
Oh, there was like just feedback and then slight cello.
2 for 2. No, I accidentally pressed my button. Sorry.
So
Jericho's just following around with the speaker.
So you head down to the basement, and the path to the basement seems eerily quiet. Like there's no one really tries to stop you. And you get up to that security door, and that's at the point, Lane, where your cell phone rings.
Great. Lane picks it up and just says, "Hello."
I'd like to talk to you about your extended car warranty. No. I'm sorry.
I told you, I don't need.
Now, this is the last chance we're giving you. All you have to do is walk away. We think that's fair, right? You've caused us enough problems.
Listen. Did you do something to Balder? Did you change him? I just want to know ahead of time.
We've done nothing to harm him yet.
No, did you do anything at all to him other than take him?
We've tied him to a chair so that he is cooperative until such time as we can complete his murder.
Cool, okay. So, and what happens if we walk through that door? What happens if we don't turn around?
We're still calculating that. Perhaps our plans will succeed, perhaps they won't.
You know, why don't we just cut out the middleman? Where are you?
We are everywhere.
Okay, yeah, but how do we meet face to face?
We don't.
I think we all need to talk.
We meet when we choose to manifest ourselves. But we're not talking right now. We're
Does
simply...
Lane have this on speaker, or...
Well, you probably hear him.
Lane probably wouldn't have it on speaker. In fact, Lane is probably like whispering into the phone because they're like supposed to be sneaking right now. Or being sneaky.
Yeah, you're
Yes,
just
right.
kind of like the door to the basement where you have to put in the code. So there's no one seems to be listening to you other than the voice on the phone.
Okay, yeah. Then Lane probably would have like put it on, yeah, speaker. We're not gonna stop.
We are aware of that eventuality.
You... And Lane just shakes their head and hangs up and just puts their phone back in their pocket. I'm over it.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't make any sense.
What are we gonna do after we save Balder?
Idea. Let's save Balder first.
Kaz punches in the door code.
We're gonna have to figure out how to end this. Somehow.
Yes, so Kaz punches in the door code, the door opens. I would say at that moment, Ro, you feel a wave of fate hit you. Like this is a moment.
Okay. What do I feel other than just this is a... That's it. Just, yeah.
This is a intensely significant moment in which your choices will be very meaningful.
I'll just say, I think we're pretty well set on what we're doing, but this is a moment we can't turn back from. If we do this, I don't know what it does, but it determines something.
Jamis said that it's this is a canon event, sort of, right? Like Baldur dying. The end of
Does
the
it
world,
have-
Ragnarok.
Right.
The change is how he dies. We need to know what was predestined and change that. Because I don't think there's any saving him at this point. If you're saying that this is what's gonna happen, I mean,
I think so. Or at least the choices we make here change everything. Or affect everything.
maybe we could do
So-
our best and try to keep him out of harm's way, but I don't know.
Does-
Nostradamus seemed
Let's get him the hell out of here. Maybe he can die on his own terms.
Derek will approach him and see if he's all right.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I don't-
you're just still at the top of the basement steps right now. So, but if you
Oh,
wish to
right.
start going down there, you can.
Absolutely. So into the moment, like we're already. Get him out.
So you start to descend down the steps into a dark hallway, lit by some single fluorescent lamps, to a series of doors that really look more like cells than just doors, but one of them is open. And if you come to that open door, which I assume you will, maybe, I don't know, we'll see, y'all decide, never mind.
Actually, fuck this guy.
Yeah, a good run. Let's go gamble.
Honestly,
Um,
halves tight, right? Could use them.
So, as you start to approach that cell, you see Baldur sitting there, tied to the chair, and he looks up at all of you, and almost immediately frees his hands, as if they were never tied in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what did they use to tie him? Because, like, I feel like he wouldn't be easily restrained.
And he kind of looks up. He says, "Well, I knew you'd all come, because this is the way it has to be." And
Are you
he
saying
will.
you want Ragnarok to start?
Yeah. I think it was sort of not wanting it that caused this whole problem. So, I guess I should maybe start at, and he looks directly at Kaz and says, I guess I should start with, it's good to see you again, Loki.
I don't know. He's in here.
No. He's not in there. He's just you. I can't really explain what happened, but I know I killed you. And that was the wrong choice. And then I think you came back as this. Doesn't it all make sense in some way?
No, what? What doesn't fucking make sense?
And I think you're thinking in your head for a moment, and it does. In a very, sort of Saul-like montage, you realize that voice in your head has been you all along, talking to yourself.
Afraid of just like fucking talking to yourself.
Oh my gosh, you're just like Moon Knight.
Oh my god, yay.
So something happened in maybe Ro, you know something more about this. I think I read something I wasn't supposed to in that library one day. Just a little shift in something. And I read about what was going to happen. And I read about that, my brother, who actually love, was going to kill me and just wreck everything about the world. And so I did, I think, what every good Aesir is not supposed to do. I tried to change my fate. Loki, I lured you down there to the library with, I don't know, promises of what you always want, which is just more wealth and more knowledge. And even worse, I poisoned you. But I think because it wasn't quite right, and you can't really avoid certain parts of fate, well, probably, it was probably your daughter. Sent you kind of screaming all the way back up here. As what you are now.
Hela did this.
That's my suspicion. I'm not a death god, obviously. But I think that, I think you're here because you're the one who has to be here. Because you're the one who has to do it.
But aren't we supposed to change it?
Yeah, kind of. But I think that more than that, you have to put me back where I'm supposed to be. And you can't let them do it. Because they sure as hell are not going to let any of us leave alive. And I think end of the day, if you do it, that might be what wakes us all up. Our kind has sat on the sidelines for too long. It's time for the Aesir to take up arms and fight.
So,
Beginning to think that I was supposed to be more than this.
I think in some way you are.
so you're saying that can we put you back where you belong without killing you?
No, I think dead is where I belong.
And if
Valhalla.
If there's any consolation, I think I might be okay. I don't know.
but if Loki kills you and sends you back, or just kills you, then Ragnarok starts.
I think so, yeah. But maybe,
to
just
prevent
maybe.
it.
Huh?
And there's no way to prevent it.
Plenty of ways, different ways to start different versions of Ragnarok in different religions and different beliefs and different pantheons. So maybe we don't have to do it this way.
Well, maybe we just
We can't let
have
them
somebody
do it.
else well, maybe we just have somebody else kill him.
If it's not them. But
Well, yeah, one of us.
I don't think that's gonna work. I think it's important to meet fate on your own terms. I'm Aesir. That's what we do. We're supposed to stand up to what we're supposed to do, and this is what ultimately I'm supposed to do.
here's the two things we know. We want to start Ragnarok. 3 things we know. There are lots of different ways to start Ragnarok. But until we do, we're just going to be chasing these people around, keeping them from starting it.
I'm not a smart man, but I think this is how you get the weapons to win that war. Is you wake us up by doing this.
I can't make that decision, but I can provide the facts. There's a couple of you that can make this decision, but I don't think it's mine to make. I've fucked up enough people's lives already.
Maybe. But maybe I fucked it up enough to fix it. He kind of reaches into his coat pocket and he pulls out what looks to be a knife wrapped in parts of mistletoe. Now, I don't think I can do it myself, but Loki, I think I can help you do it. And kind of turns the knife around to where the handle's facing you, but the blade is facing towards his heart.
Kaz looks in the eye for a second, and then just turns to Jericho and walks away as I say your goodbyes.
Yeah, Jericho will approach them and just give them a big ol' hug and just kind of say thanks, and then very, very just quietly kind of walk out of the room.
Thanks, that does mean a lot to me, and Jericho, you're gonna do great things.
Yeah, they just walk out. They don't know what to do.
Kaz will come back. There's look at everybody else. This feels stupid for saying, but I thought, I don't know, you guys, in the short amount of time that we've had, I feel like I've had support and people who gave some sort of shit about me for once, and I feel like I'm about to throw that all away for fate.
Is Ragnarok gonna separate us? Can it? I don't think we can live the rest of our lives chasing these people around. We'll get tired, we'll mess up eventually.
I mean, it's more so the fact that I'm Loki, apparently, and now I have to start the apocalypse.
Who cares? I'd like the apocalypse just about now.
And I think we all agree that that's what needs to happen. There's no judgment here for you starting. In fact, we support you in starting it.
I mean, the poor man that you're supposed to kill's saying we should do it too, so I'm not saying do it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. There's a million different ways we could start this. But if you do it, you're not making any enemies here.
Put this.
I didn't hear you, Ace. I'm sorry.
Do you want help with this?
They'll look at Balder. Can we do it together?
Oh, I don't know, but I think so. I think your hand has to
Well-
be on the blade.
Their hand has to be on the blade, but yours will be in mine.
They will take the blade from Balder and lifts it up to his chest. And look back at Lane and Roe.
Ro just nods. We're right here.
I'm
We're
sorry,
not going
Loki.
anywhere.
This is my fault.
I don't think that you should be. I don't think that blame and recrimination is something we need to worry about anymore, do you? Come. You belong in Valhalla with those who have gone before, singing the songs, drinking the mead, and telling the tales. All you
I'm
have to
sorry.
do is take my hand and close your eyes.
I wish it could have been different. And then they'll push the blade in.
And you push it in, and Balder takes on a very sort of serene look. And it sort of passes away into, like, light. And then the light is gone.
If nothing happens immediately, Ro will look to everyone else in the room, take a moment, and go out to where Jericho is. Close the door behind them. Just look at him and go. You alright?
He's just kind of like looking past you a little bit.
Gonna like step into his field of vision.
Yeah. No. Not really, no.
Ready for Ragnarok?
Yeah. You can just see he's just like kind of looks at you and their eyes are just like really red, just filling up with tears and shit, and they just look way too pissed. But also a bit like kind of disappointed in themselves.
They're gonna offer them a hand.
Oh,
We
yeah.
could say,
They'll take it.
and we could say from there, probably everyone kind of goes back up to the.
Well, does anything happen with everyone who's just stabbed?
I mean, otherwise, other than just Balder disappearing into light, unless you all have anything else you do.
Lane will pat Kaz on the shoulder and just say, I hope you don't regret it. I think you did the right thing.
Nemesis
Sorry,
will
I know that sounded awful. I'm not great at,
Nemesis will pick up the knife and hand it to Kaz. You need to hang on to this. I don't know, call it a premonition, call it a good luck charm, but hang on to this.
And they'll holster it, like under their dress or something, and leave the room. And they very pointedly do not make eye contact with Jericho. As they go back up to the main.
Ro's gonna hold Jericho's hand for a little while if they let them.
Sure. That's so sweet. It's a very hot hand. It is burning very hot.
I feel like, from a natural, not supernatural perspective, I feel like Ro runs a little cold.
Right.
Okay, so
there's some boiling. It's good.
So you all kind of go back upstairs, which is eerily quiet, and it seems eerily quiet in the entire hotel. As if there's people around, but they all feel something's happened, but they don't know what it is. And maybe you exit the hotel, and out in the Vegas heat, you're just probably all standing there very quietly. And that's when you feel something wet fall on you. And, as you look up to see what hit you, it is a light snow in the middle of a Vegas winter. Vegas summer. Sorry. It is snowing in Vegas in summer.
I started fucking
really
climate
quickly.
change. I accelerated it.
Yes.
Technically, you started Fimbulwinter, so. But that is where we will end it, I think. And I want to thank everybody who's watched this. I want to thank this beautiful cast, and of course, we're looking forward to a season 2 where we see how these new baby gods handle what's coming to them.
Yikes.
But
probably with rage and drinking. I mean,
but it seems to be
maybe.
I mean, we gotta have at least one wild night in Vegas.
Yeah.
Maybe we've got a little time before everything goes down.
Yeah.
And that's what Katy Perry has always said, is that's what you get for starting Ragnarok in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even work.
It's those rough first drafts,
Exactly.
Eventually you find your groove. But...
Yeah.
So, anyway, of course, we'd like to thank Onyx Path for letting us have this on their channel.
You guys are the best. Thank you.
Here we sign off at, of course, either the end or the beginning of the world. We don't know. Maybe they're the same thing. So, thank you all, and we'll see you all soon.